some countries there has been a resurge after easing reactions, and they have quickly returned to full and partial lockdown. Our neighbor South Africa just yesterday redeployed health military staff in the eastern part of that country as the pandemic levels continue to rise, registering 187,977 infections and 3,026 confirmed deaths as of yesterday, the 5th July 2020. Year to date, as a country, we have reached 698 active infections and 8 confirmed deaths. We should continue to stand resolute and abide by the set preventive protocols, especially as most economic activities gradually gather momentum and the muted reopening of educational institutions and tourism. His Excellency, our President and First Secretary, Dr. Cde Obert commitment to overhaul the political environment in the country as pursuant to the dictates of the new dispensation continues in a progressive manner. The repeal of the Access to Information and Protection of Private Act, IPA, and the enactment of the new Freedom of Information Bill into law is a clear sign that the new republic is determined to show our detractors that all falsehoods they perpetuate to demonize our country and government are without substance as we continually reform the political landscape. Comrades, we still face an economic malaise as interventions on the monetary and fiscal policy are not yielding the desired effects due to the continued manipulation of the black market, even after the introduction of the auction system in the past 2 weeks. The black market has gradually moved away from the street vendors and is now being propagated by the most reputable formal supermarkets, who now provide lucrative rates on their goods and services at a higher rate as compared to the official auction exchange rate. Yet again, law enforcement agents are paying a blind eye to these nefarious activities. Prices of goods still remain highly priced and are out of the reach of common people. The reduction of the price of bread from $77 to $66, though nominal, is not sufficient enough to cushion people from their meager incomes. A complete overhaul and lowering of prices is essential if the economic situation is to stabilize for our people. We also have observed a subtle creep in the re-dollarization of the economy as the affinity and appetite for the US dollar continues, with most retailers preferring it over our own Zimbabwean dollar. The party needs to continuously continuous updates on these developments from the Minister of Finance and Reserve Bank, and not only wait for the relevant state organs to be summoned for presentations at this meeting or Politburo. Our economic cluster should be proactive, vigilant, and be in a timely position to pursue these economic contradictions so that we can have answers and a rubric of informing our constituencies. The scheduled provincial executive coordination meetings require such blueprints for their communication to districts, branches, and cells. In the same vein, we welcome the Zimbabwe Revenue Authority, ZIMRA's, efforts of lifting duty on all agricultural products, as this will result in production and value addition to the sector. The solution to our economic comatose lies in production. We need to move away from dead capital and consumptive imports. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought quite a lot of challenges for political administrative issues and related activities. The Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, ZEC, invited stakeholder inputs on their approach and position on the holding of elections during this lockdown period. As you are aware, by-elections will need to be conducted in constituencies which have been made vacant by supervening events. ZEC had resolved to suspend elections during the lockdown period, but have since withdrawn that proclamation, which in essence will mean that by-elections could be convened at any given time. Therefore, we stand guided by our legal department in consultation with the Commissariat on this important matter. Comrades, you might have noted that social media is awash with purported readmissions of our comrades, such as Comrade Gumbo, Comrade Nema Francis, Jason Machaya, Comrade Buka, Comrade Matangaidze, and others. I want to correct that this is not the official position, as my office has not received any letters seeking readmission to that effect from the said comrades. The party has only acknowledged receipt of readmission application from Comrade Makosini Hlongwane and Beatrice Nyampinga, which have been or are being attended to. His Excellency the President and First Secretary of Zimbabwe, Dr. Cde Mnangagwa, has unequivocally reiterated that ZANU-PF has got a big pocket and everyone can fit into it. Therefore, any comrade who would like to rejoin the party, we encourage that they should follow the due process and party protocols for readmission, just like what has been meted out to previous applicants. Our party detractors continue with their anti-establishment agendas, and the party is aware of the planned mass protests which are being organized by the MDC Alliance renegades. The Jamuka, the Front for Economic Emancipation of Zimbabwe, being led by the expelled ex-party commissar Godfrey Tsenengamu, is the youth commissar, and other media protagonists. Our security department should constantly alert us on this clear present danger of the activities of this unholy alliance. We also take note and welcome the Prosecutor General's efforts for the extradition of Professor Jonathan Moyo from Kenya, as he is the figment of the external demonization of our leadership and extorting mass uprising in the country. Our security department's role in jealously guarding the integrity and reputation of the party is critical. It is disconcerting that an individual was arrested in Kuwadzana, printing our ZANU-PF and Central Intelligence Organization cards. The level and sophistication of such an act only points to to the fact that there are leakages and the gross breach of our internal security system, which should be thoroughly investigated. The court proceedings against the defendant should be followed so as to elicit the circumstances surrounding such a criminal intent and a threat to the security of the party. We also take note and commend the current War Veterans League countrywide interim restructuring process, which notably transpired in Matabele North, South, and Bulawayo provinces. The War Veterans League is a formally substantive constituted wing of the party and should thus be accorded, respected, and be encouraged, respected and be recognized as such in order for it to carry out its constitutional mandate. The party will not allow any activities bent on disparaging some of these programs. In the same vein, I need to just report that the project on the construction of the memorial statue of the first Chimurenga War icon, Ambuyane Anda, is in progress. This is a befitting honor for her heroism, and this will immortalize our revolution. As you should be aware, this will be constructed at the corner of Samora Machel and Julius Nyerere Avenue and is due for completion in August, September this year. Lastly, comrades, we will be communicating to you the date for the next Politburo meeting after consultation with His Excellency, the President and First Secretary. I wish to thank you once again for listening, and we proceed with our program.